I'm Dick Sutphen, and I'm glad you joined me today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of metaphysical things. So I'm glad you joined us, and we'll be right back.
The bathrooms, you can go anytime you want. They're right around the corner. We're going to put a couple signs up. We have right here some bathrooms. Some people are staying here. You can go back to your rooms. We're going to be serving lunch. We'll have it ready between 12:30 and 1, so the natural break time. This is Brandon right here, who owns Brandon's Restaurant. He's also my older brother, since I stopped aging. He just turned 40 a couple weeks ago, so now he's older than me. Anyway, he's going to be catering lunch both days, and then at nighttime we can go to the restaurant. And then we're going to be having the presentations in the evening. I'll just turn it right over to you.
All right,
Actually,
thank
we're
you.
going to be up here together for a moment.
How is this? Are you going to cook in front of this? Or?
I personally like the fire.
Fire spirits at.
I'll just wait. I'm going to do the thing. I'll just sit
Oh
here.
yeah, I'll if you'll come back up, or if you can just grab a spot.
I'll wait.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you very much for being here. This is amazing to me that nobody locally.
One, raise your hand.
Are you an outlaw or what?
That's about an hour and a half. Absolutely.
Interesting.
6 miles.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have one token local person.
No, at least two.
Two.
Three.
Oh, okay. Three. Yeah, you guys are famous. You have to be here, or you'd be in trouble with this one. So you have come from a long way, a lot of you, I know. Some are from California.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you.
A lot from Florida.
Thank you. A lot from Florida.
Yeah.
Finland.
Two from Finland.
Via Florida. Right. Who else is from?
Lisa.
Oh, are you? Wow. But you live in Florida now?
Yes.
Okay. Who else came from a long way away?
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin?
northern Wisconsin.
Oh, my God.
Santa
Thank you.
New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico? Yeah, close to my territory there. Kansas?
Ontario.
Oh, Ontario. Oh, God. You guys have come a long way. How come almost all of you left your husbands at home? 1, 2.
My husband had a better offer, so.
He had a better offer? What was that?
Prior commitment that he forgot about.
Okay, we've got 3 guys and family. Yeah. So, this is the way it used to be in the old days. It would only be ladies who would come to the trainings. So, and then over the years, it's gotten to be where the men usually are half the group, but not here. Or you all came to really go to Anna Spa.
Here's that.
Yeah. All right, well, what I would like to do, and Anna's going to help me do it, we're going to start off with telepathy. So you're all familiar with telepathy, correct? Mm-hmm. You all can do telepathy?
Uncontrollably.
Hey kid, I'm going to start undressing.
It's warm up here. Okay. Well, let's talk about telepathy for a few minutes. I'm expecting everybody in the room to be able to do it very, very effectively. So we got that settled real quick, okay? Telepathy is a matter of sending thoughts or somebody perceiving thoughts from another person and independent of your normal five senses. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat here. So you can do it. You can do this. And I like, when I'm doing seminars in Sedona, I like to start them off this way. And so that was probably one of the first things we did together. And it shows you just how good you can be if the setup is, if you're shown how to do it. And you can pick up the thoughts of somebody else. So what I'm going to have you do right off the bat is do a psychic reading on someone that you did not know before the beginning of this seminar. So I'm going to ask you in a moment. I'm getting a lot of looks like. I'm going to ask you to pick a partner, just somebody right close to where you are that you don't know. And I want you to do a psychic reading on them. And they're going to do one on you. We're going to link chakras. So this is a chakra link introduction exercise. And then Anna and I are going to send, I've got a bunch of symbols here in my file, and they are black drawings on a white piece of paper. Symbols. And we're going to send them. We will look at the symbols, and we will look just very intently to the point that the symbol will reverse on our eyelids when we close our eyes. So if you're looking at a white symbol or a black symbol, well then it'll come out reversed when you close your eyes. So I'm expecting you to get all three of those symbols that we are going to psychically send to you. Okay? Now your looks are really strange. Okay. So, what I want you to do is to just be trusting about this whole process. By linking the chakras, we create a very real psychic connection. In other words, everybody's in here is familiar with the chakra centers, I'm sure, right? Okay. So, I don't use the same colors that everybody uses. The colors I use go back to England, I go back to Theosophical Society, and then back to Egypt. So they've been around for a long time. They are different than some of the commonly accepted colors that I don't know where, somewhere around 20, 30 years ago that they appeared. So I will simply be telling you to imagine a color. And so you will see it in your mind. And the crown chakra is purple, purple in color. And so if I were now sending a connection, I would ask you to send it to me, and I would send it to you. And our intention, plus the connecting of the colors, creates a very real connection between you and the partner you're going to pick to use in this exercise. And we'll do the first three chakras. We're not going to connect the lower chakras. That ends up being sometimes a problem. So better just to stay with the top. And then you are going to be able to, when we say, okay, now's the time, you are going to be able to tap into your partner and just open and let information come in about your partner. And after you've done the psychic reading, then Anna and I will send you the symbols. And just trust anything, and I mean anything that comes into your mind. One of the symbols that a woman in one of the Sedona seminars. She thought, oh my God, she got a symbol of a ceramic chicken filled with peanuts. Now normally that's the sort of a thing you'd go, oh yeah, great. And you'd go on and keep searching for a good symbol. But when she told her partner after the exercise, her partner went, oh my God. And she says every night of her life, she's got a beautiful backyard, she washes dishes by hand, looking out at her backyard, and over here to the side, they've got little shelves. And on the first shelf is a ceramic chicken filled with peanuts. And so she washes the dishes and eats the peanuts every night. So it's almost robotic. But it is fired into her mind. So it was very natural that her partner was able to pick up that sort of symbol. Okay? So what I need you really to do now is to find a partner and be sure it's someone that you did not know before the beginning of the seminar, because you want to be able to read them cold. So, yeah.
What if it's somebody that you know about? Like you did have a greeting moment and got a little bit of information. So you didn't know them technically, but you have learned about them.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Well, I don't know. If you got somebody else, I'd go with the yeah. Okay, so you can stand up, you can look around, you can find somebody.
So we partner?
Now, if you don't find somebody, I'm
That's not it. I'm getting,
Yeah.
nothing was coming, and finally
Right.
it's like, just relax. And I felt my hands, and I thought, oh, like they're feeling like they're busy without moving.
Right.
And she's a sculptor.
Oh, really? Wow. So your hands are busy without moving while you're thinking about what you're going to, yeah. Yeah. How about vice versa?
Well, I picked up on the little boy and her grandson that she adores, and her walking in the woods a lot, and she loves the trees.
So true.
Anything else that I got?
Well, those are the main things.
Those are the main things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who else? Come on.
Well, I had the same experience. I didn't feel like I was getting anything, but I had this image of an eye, and then it became a horse's head. And then there were butterflies, and it's like, well, what's connected here? Anyway, she has a horse that's love of her life.
Ooh.
And she
Yeah.
said the horse loves butterflies.
Says the horse
The
what?
horse loves butterflies. And
Oh.
they see butterflies every time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You think you're not getting anything, and then like that is a really good hit. Yeah. Yeah, good. What you guys do?
She picked up on my daughter that I'm having communication situations with, and she said, I see the stairs in the kitchen, and that was the last time that we had the talk that started the whole thing in the kitchen with the food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she picked up on communication with that daughter.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have-
What about vice versa with you guys?
We were just starting to get into that, and what she had picked up on me is almost, I guess, more along past life, I guess. She was picking up on much older, which, I can't vouch for, and we were just starting to get into how it would relate when he cut us off, so.
When I just interrupted and spoiled the party.
So I'm still waiting on, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
You guys got unfinished business.
Available for readings later.
Okay, good, good. Anyone else?
I felt like a smart ass because I was picking up everything long before you even mentioned it.
Really? How many people did pick up the stuff ahead of time? The symbols that Anna and I were doing. Now put your hand up, I want to be able to see. Okay, that's about 15% of the room. That's the amount that normally, so you were being a smart ass, John.
Right, I know. And I was getting frustrated. It's like, come on, slow down, John, slow down.
Yeah. So you stepped outside. Do you see it as stepping outside? Because John is a medium, a real good medium. So do you see that as stepping outside of time and space?
I step into. I can't say
Okay.
that's the only way I can express what I do. I just step into it. It's there, you know.
Yeah, okay. A lot of the remote viewers will say that when it's time to do an assignment, the people that were part of Project Stargate, and they will say when it's time to go out, and the government was sending them out to maybe a helicopter pilot has gone down, and they want to tap into where the plane went down and to see if he's still alive. And so they talk in terms of stepping into fourth dimension, which is kind of interesting. I don't know for sure what fourth dimension would be, but I perceive it to be where we are all connected psychically. And we'll be getting into Atlantis here in a little bit, and there's been periods of Atlantis history, where everybody was psychically connected. So maybe we are moving toward that as part of the shift that's going on. A lot of people think in terms of going beyond that into fifth dimension, and I don't really know what that would be other than an environment of love, just pure love. So, yes, ma'am, you had your hand up. Yeah?
Oh, no, I was thinking that, I was wondering if it was typical, because before you would even say anything, I was feeling it in my body.
Yeah.
I was moving ahead of you, and
That's good.
just had,
That's good. You have capabilities you don't even begin to understand. Yeah, you do them automatically.
but I've never done this before, but I
Right.
felt it before you even said it.
Right. Well, you'd probably be able to very
And I knew
quickly.
what symbol you were gonna say before you said it.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's clairvoyance. You know, we're talking here when I'm saying, all right, I'm now sending a symbol, and I'm sending it to you. Telepathy is fairly easy to learn. It's the easiest of any of these simple systems to learn. But when you project ahead of time, now we're talking clairvoyance, not just telepathy. And so, and that's really what you're doing with remote viewing.
Are you clear?
In remote viewing, you can see the past, the present, and the future. And so I've always seen, well, what's the difference between this and clairvoyance? Because a clairvoyant is going to be able to perceive the past, the present, and the future. So, and those of you that have that kind of experience, like you had, ma'am, why, it'd be very easy for you probably to develop that ability if you wanted to do so.
Before you started all this, I had the symbol, when you just started saying we're going to send symbols, I had the symbol of eternity, but not the,
Yeah,
what you
that's
have,
it.
the one with the figure 8 on the...
Yeah, that's what I got, the figure eight.
Oh,
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
so you did? 3 of you right here, anybody else?
Yeah.
Well, the symbol, the Ankh is eternal life.
Yeah, that's what I
And it's the
heard.
same thing as the 8 on its side.
That's what we heard.
Is eternal life.
Eternal
So,
life in the 8 is what I kept hearing. So when you said eternal life on the Ankh, I said, I got it, because I had gotten this figure 8.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I could.
Well, that's the first time that's come up, where somebody,
Vertically.
yeah. And did it morph into the Ankh when the time came? Or did you stick with
Mine
the
morphed
8?
into 3 crosses on a hill. Okay, and I thought, oh, that's a Jesus image, you know.
Yeah, well, and we're surrounded in an awful lot of that here. I've never seen a place with so many churches in my life. Those of you that live here, I take it you've learned how to coexist pretty well. So, yes, ma'am.
It's funny that you said that, because I just got a cross, but I got it the third symbol, I got the cross, and then I got a mountain. I don't know why, I just kept
On the
thinking
hill,
mountain.
that's a 3 crosses on a hill, and I thought,
Yeah, but
oh.
not even the cross on the mountain, just a mountain, and then like...
Well, you're a pro at this, Rudy, so you're probably projecting it. too.
I don't know about that.
Not only getting it for yourself, I think I'll share the wealth.
But I want to say with her, you know, it's funny because I'm here about the past life regression thing, and
Sure.
we got in a position where we were holding hands. Throughout the whole thing, I was uncomfortable at times, but I had a feeling, don't let go, don't let go. Don't let go of her, no matter what, don't let go. And then I felt like in a past life, I'd let her go and she dropped off the cliff.
Oh.
And that was going on. You know, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta keep a holding her.
So
And
is she pissed at you right now?
she's happy right now because I didn't let go this time. You know?
All right, well, let's take a quick bathroom break. I think probably a few people need that. And we'll be back with, that's a quarter till. So you've got about 12 minutes, okay? Okay. You've done good. Displace 25% of the people in this world. And, you know, we did such a great job of handling New Orleans. Can you imagine what would happen if the water level's 25%? The time of Atlantis going down, you know, we explored that yesterday. The water level, according to the geologists, the water level at that time was well over 300 feet higher than it is right now. 300 feet. And that's going to displace, I don't know. I mean, I can't even imagine how many people would not be here, would not have a place to see. It would be to live. Jacques Cousteau, back a few years ago, you all know him. He was a guy with his little submarine, and he was exploring all over the planet. And he discovered a cave 165 feet below the surface of the sea. And that cave was obviously, it had been stuffed with tons of antiquities. And you can go out and you can Google this and you can find and read about it. But antiquities that were probably part of Atlantis. And it would have been a whole different story as far as what was above the sea and what was below the sea at the time that Jacques Cousteau discovered it. And that was 165 feet below the surface of the ocean. Now, I'm real concerned about what 18 feet would do, so I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be part of the shift. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't happen for 50 years, but it's going to happen unless there is a reversal of the global warming. And, of course, the book I just read was The Vanishing Face of Gaia. And it's all about global warming to the degree that it's just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And of course, that is going to change everything. 1 degree is going to change all the diseases and things along that line. If it goes up several degrees, it will really change the face of the earth. So I'm curious, Anna, are you willing to share? Because, you know, as these people may or may not know, about, 2-3 years ago, I projected you forward. Did you see a lot of the same thing?
Some of it, I was...
Anything about extraterrestrials being involved? Did you? Let's see how many hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I had Terry Hartman on my radio show last Wednesday, and Terry is a great hypnotist, but he's also, all the UFO organizations use him to investigate cases of abductions and similar things along this line. And he just sees an increase in what's going on in regard to the UFO activity. There's just a lot more and a lot more and a lot more. So that's kind of interesting. And they seem to have stepped in the past when we have been in need. But he always talks about 70 different species have been identified. The government and everybody else, there's 70 species of aliens. I have no idea because, man, that's too much for me.
Stephen Bassett, he has a whole website. He's been talking about disclosure for, 10 years at least. There was the whole thing in Washington where they tried to force disclosure. They were on TV, it was on CNN. All these people that had been working in secret military projects were coming forward and saying, look, we know that they exist. There are so many species. At the time they said 50 species of aliens that they knew about.
We've had this talk. We've gone over time.
Hi, I'm Anna Ferraccio.
And I'm Dick Sutphen.
And I want to say thank you for coming here for our beautiful workshop. He just conducted a psychic preview seminar. Went amazingly well.
It was great. It was absolutely great.
He actually wrote it just for us here. It was the first time that he has done it. I love all the books that you've written and authored. They've really helped me out in my life quite a bit.
Aw, that's really nice.
It's true.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. And I got quite a list of books. The latest one is Soul Agreements. And I think you can find it available in some major bookstores.
It's also on Amazon. I reviewed it on Amazon.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
Whoa,
You sent it
thank
to
you
me.
again. This is good.
You and Tara sent me a copy.
Cool. So,
Well, thank you again for coming to West Virginia. I know it's a
thank
very
you
long
for
trip.
having me in West Virginia. I loved it. I love being here. It's been an adventure.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.